Hello everyone, there is fire on the mountain. Tinubu's administration under serious attack as Obasanjo exposes Nigerians to the truth about democracy. Welcome back to Prospect Channels TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. In a speech delivered in Abeokuta, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo argued that democracy has not been successful in Africa because it was imposed on the continent rather than being freely chosen. He made these arguments at a conference on rethinking Western liberal democracy and its applicability to Africa. He suggested that a different form of democracy, more suited to African cultures and traditions, may be more effective in promoting stability and development on the continent. According to the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, the Western-style democracy has not succeeded in Africa because it does not adequately represent the interests and beliefs of the majority of people on the continent. He argued that the imposition of a Western model without regard for African cultures and customs has led to a lack of trust in the system and a failure to achieve the intended goals of democracy. Obasanjo called for a more culturally sensitive approach to democracy that is more likely to succeed in Africa. According to the former president, the Western liberal democracy is a system of government in which a small group of people representing only some of the population, the rules over everyone else. He argued that this model does not truly represent the will of the majority of people and therefore cannot be considered a truly democratic system. He called for a form of government that more accurately reflects the views and needs of the people it serves. Obasanjo argued that African countries should adopt afro-democracy. He said this afro-democracy is designed by Africans rather than Western liberal democracy, which he argued is imposed by outside forces. He claimed that this would allow the system to be more relevant and responsive to the needs of the people it serves. He emphasized the importance of local ownership and control of the democratic process in order for it to be successful. Obasanjo identified several key weaknesses of liberal democracy, including its colonial history, its emphasis on representation rather than direct presentation, and its failure to address the needs of the minority. He questioned the wisdom of a system that includes some members of society and argued that a more inclusive approach would be more effective. He raised important questions about the role of the minorities in democracy and the extent to which their voices should be heard. Obasanjo contended that the current system of government was not designed by Africans, and yet it is still being used despite its obvious shortcomings. He suggested that it is not working in the best interest of the people and called for a new approach that takes into account the unique circumstances and needs of Africa. He emphasized the importance of African ownership and agency in the political process. Obasanjo observed that even the countries that have historically promoted liberal democracy are beginning to question its effectiveness and relevance. He emphasized that the primary purpose of any political system should be to serve the need of the people, not just to follow a set of principles that may no longer be appropriate or effective. He called for reevaluation of the current system and renewed focus on the well-being of citizens. According to Obasanjo, it is necessary to examine both the origins and the current state of democracy in the West and to critically assess its performance in Africa. So he urged African countries to draw from their own cultures, their own traditions, and experiences to create a new model of democracy that truly reflects the needs of the people. He argued that it is foolish and ignorant to blindly follow a system that is not working for the people, and that it is time for African countries to take more introspective and throughout approach to democracy. So what Obasanjo is just trying to say here is that, see, this democracy we are currently, operating right now, is not helping out matters. This is not for us. It's not for our culture. It's not for our tradition. And it's not helping us. If we continue to do this, you see, majority of people, they are not even gaining this kind of democracy is just for few people, and which is really very wrong. Well, you've all heard it now. What's your take on this? Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you.